Okay, guys. Hi there. Today I'm reading my own story because I'm too shy to ask anyone to read theirs. But if you'd like me to read your story, please say so, because I can't read your mind, obviously. But this is one of my stories I wrote during school after we had finished our testing, and I wrote it on a sheet of paper and then transferred it to the computer, which I'm reading it from now. Please do not judge it, because I am not a professional writer. I prefer drawing over writing, but I can still do a decent job, I guess. I was going to read it on Wattpad, but there are slight errors that I need to correct, and I was reading it, and then I messed up. So, on with the story. It had started out a normal day. Well, as normal as a mansion full of weirdos could get when they got attacked. Gary found himself in a sword duel with a demon. The worst part was he was losing. With a swift movement from the demon, the sword was embedded into Gary's stomach. He let out a gasp before falling to his knees. Was this where it ends? Before he could fall, he felt a pair of arms around his torso. He looked to the blurry figure. Suddenly, he felt the figure put some kind of necklace around him. Before he heard a feminine scream. Suddenly, he was met with darkness. He blacked out. Ethan ran to his horse. Before he could think, an arrow flew by his head. Ethan killed the being without a second thought. He needed to find them. He was wasting too much time. What if they were already dead? So many thoughts raced through Ethan's mind as he rode Shadow, his horse, across the battlefield. That's when he saw him. Gary and Maurice lied there motionless. Ethan cursed under his breath. Ethan flipped the female over, checking for a pulse. None. He held his breath as he applied 2 fingers to Gary's neck. Ba-dum, ba-dum. A pulse. He let out a sigh of relief that at least one of his friends was alive. He lifted Gary slightly as not to hurt the already wounded male. He quickly got on his horse with Gary and rode off. Ethan struggled against the sword in his shoulder. Blood trickled from the blade. His mother sat a distance away as the demon approached her with the sword. She was already injured. So she could easily be... No, don't think about that, Ethel thought to himself. The sword was raised above the demon's head. Ethel closed his eyes. He heard a scream, but it didn't come from his mother. Ethel opened his eyes to see the demon lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing next to his mother was Endy. Are you okay, my queen? He asked her, helping her up. She leaned slightly against a tree to maintain her balance. We should check if the others are okay, she said, trying to regain her composure. Ethel nodded, and they were off. Annabelle walked through the forest. Leaves crunched under her feet. Where is that demon? She thought. Before she could even think, she felt something hard hit her head before she blacked out. Such easy prey, the demon exclaimed, obviously happy about his success. The demon lifted its sword. Suddenly, an arrow whizzed by. It struck the demon's hand, causing it to drop the sword. In response, the demon shouted a stream of profanities. Vincent crept from behind a tree, a crossbow in his hand. Who's easy prey now? Vincent said, a smirk making its way onto his lips. You traitor! You chose this human over your own kind, the demon shouted, enraged. How could I be on your side if it's not fair? After all, I'm trying to even the odds for the humans. Besides, I happen to like this human, Vincent remarked, silencing the other demon. Lucy sat with the children in an underground bunker. With each noise, she grew more and more nervous. The children were barely toddlers, too, thus making them quote-unquote, easy prey. Suddenly, the door was slammed open. 2 demons walked in, both carrying large swords. Lucy grabbed a knife from her boot before throwing it towards the pair. The knife hit the one in the heart, killing it instantly. The other charged at her. She quickly ran to protect the children. Jumper, a small black-haired child, pulled out a gun before shooting the demon. Where did you get that gun? Lucy was more surprised than concerned. A simple thank you would have been nice. I found it in the gun safe, she said calmly, considering the fact that she had just shot someone. Thank you, Jumper. But tell me next time you decide to steal weapons from the adults. Lucy stood up and walked over to close the door. That was no use because the door was now broken due to the brute force the demons had used. She let us a sigh. It was better than nothing, right? Okay, so this story was made by me, like I said earlier, It's using my OCs. It's basically a side story to the story me and my friend are writing. And I know it's not the best. If you're gonna give criticism, please be positive about it and not negative, like, oh, you suck. But yeah. Each part, all these are happening at once. Each part is, from different, like, scenes. Like, this top one is in a different place, but they're all at the same time, like I said. But they're from different characters, what's going on with the different characters. But, yeah. I wrote this while I was bored, so it's not the best. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check out my friends' channels. If you liked this, please leave a like in the down there. And see you next video, guys. Bye.